Well, welcome back, everyone, to Boggy Bottom Zoo. That name will never get old. Well, my name is Leaf, and I cannot believe I stumbled on my own name. Welcome, everyone. So today, as you guys can already tell, we're building for the Asian small-clawed otters. As you guys can probably guess, we built for these guys on the channel many times before, but this is the first time we built for them officially, and I wanted to make sure we welcome them in with a beautiful little habitat. So as you guys can probably guess from our older video, the older one being like, only a day old, we are starting on our Asian adventures section with the Asian small-clawed otter. Of course, where else would he go? Now, the Asian small-clawed otter is one of the smallest species of otter. I think it may even be the smallest. These guys are adorable. We have them at a couple places up where near I live. While I do prefer the North American river otters a lot more, the Asian small-clawed otters have absolutely won me over in this game because of their cute little chirps. And I'm sure you guys have already seen all those animal, those videos where it's like, going over the animals in the Wetlands DLC. I cannot stress enough that these guys make the cutest noises in the entire pack. Now, we should probably talk about the habitat itself. I want to have this river going through it. A lot of the times you'll see Asian small-clawed otter exhibits being very dynamic. Same goes for literally any other otter. Very dynamic, very flowing, lots of place for them to run around too. While they are semi-aquatic animals, they love to run around on land, so you always need to make sure that you have a lot of that in place as well. This exhibit is very much based off of both of National's otter exhibits. I know, both of them kind of put into one. So we're building it kind of based off of their Asian small-clawed otter exhibit for their land area. And for the underwater viewing, I very much base that off of the river otter, North American river otter exhibit over in their American section at National. In case if you guys don't know, I just went to National. I'm still very much inspired off of that place. And I think, honestly, I'm going to do something stupid like an O-line for proboscis monkey in here. I'm playing with the idea of it. But going on through here, just adding as much detail as I possibly can. I wanted to make this beautiful rock wall again. You guys can probably see me reusing this blueprint over and over and over again. And that's just because, why reinvent the wheel? We already have something built. Why build it twice, Just to get something to be a little bit different. So instead of doing all that jazz, what I do instead, I kind of just add some faux rock pebbles to it every so often, just to give it a little bit more differentiation from each other. What I'm also doing over here, I'm doing a custom fence. And you guys can probably be guessing, Leaf, why the hell are you using the wheelbarrow for that? And I say, listen, my creativity cannot be contained. I will use a wheelbarrow for non-wheelbarrow purposes. I cannot be stopped. Please, someone go capture Leaf. He's going rogue. But nonetheless, it was just a really nice kind of wood texture that I really just wanted to have for the fence. I also have these beautiful kind of like stone pillars coming up through all those as well. I'm hoping to have this be very much like a temple kind of theme for our Asian area. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all pans out. And honestly, now that I said it, I can't wait to make an O-line for the proboscis monkey, because I am giving them quite a small habitat. I want to make sure that I'm able to give them as much room as possible on climbing outside of there. So that's going to be a really fun thing to build for, and I can't wait to see them climbing all around the entire section. It's going to be wicked fun. But moving on through here, I want to have these beautiful viewing galleries on your way up this little bit of a mountain. Again, very much based off of National Zoo. National Zoo has this kind of for their beavers, and I think also for their otters as well, where it's kind of like you're kind of traversing up a hill and you get all these beautiful angles of this exhibit, and it looks incredible in the end. So that's really what I was focusing on over there. And of course, you guys know me and my like foliage palettes. The hydrilla grass is beautiful for this, so I'm kind of just going through the entire thing with it, and also the reeds as well. And we even kind of decorate the back of this, I believe, with some gum trees, because it's not really screaming Australia yet. So I do want to make sure that we emphasize a lot of that stuff going forward. and maybe do some, like, you know, billabongs or something. I don't even know what a billabong is, but I like the name of that, so I think we'll do something along that line. But essentially making our way through here, you can see me add these gum trees. I love these things so much. And we even do some cypress groves right in the middle of that. You see where there's a little bit of water down there. I can't really change the location of that water, but I am able to add stuff down there. So we kind of add those cypress trees down there, and it looks incredible in the end. And also adding this beautiful faux rock work, very much inspired by my recent zoo visits and whatnot. Otter exhibits are very versatile when it comes to their rock work. It's always changing, always like flowing, and always isn't flat. That's pretty much it. For the good ones, at least. I have some few examples of some very bad otter exhibits that don't really do that all too well. But moving on through here, just adding as much beautiful faux rock work, making this feel as natural as possible, and just making sure that it feels all nice and flows ever so beautifully. So we're essentially just adding a bunch of that crap everywhere, and I really do love how well this habitat came out in the end. I don't do any backstage for these guys, unfortunately. Maybe later down the line, if I'm feeling like, you know, fun, I could probably add one in there, but for the time being, we don't really have one. But I also wanted to make sure the river was moving and flowing, so we do add that in there. And we also play around with the water effects in here. I kind of did that in the platypus habitat, but I made sure to make this as, well, not as bubbly as possible, but have it have a few bubbles. And I also do a separate pond for these guys as well, just because I felt like you couldn't really see the river from, like, the top view. So I wanted to make sure that guests on that area are able to see the otters in a good light. What I'm also adding over here is a little bit more of a modern kind of a shelter for the guests. Not really shelter, but you guys know what I'm saying. Viewing area. Yes, that's how it goes, Leaf. Good job. So I kind of add that over there. And it looks pretty good. Like the corrugated on top, I really wanted to have that just to kind of stress that we are still a zoo. We're not in the middle of, like, you know, where Asian small claw otter is found. I don't know, I guess Vietnam or something. I don't really know. But no, I really wanted to combine this, like, modern kind of feel with this traditional bamboo and stuff. Because as you guys know, say it with me, bamboo is a cheap material. It is very effective and useful for theming. I know I say that in every single one of my friggin' videos, and I bet I'm gonna get that tattooed on me at some point, because it's kind of my moniker, kind of like my groove now. But essentially we have all that going on, and we also add some different, like, wall panels over there, very much using my techniques from Hope Island Zoo, in case if you guys haven't seen the entrance video for that yet. I think I still haven't even done the thumbnail for that, so I gotta do that soon. But I'm essentially adding these beautiful wood walls, kind of using the door pieces, and I kind of flip them over themselves so they kind of don't show any light. By the way, guys, if you are hoping to learn how to get better at building, use pieces not for their original intent. That is always something that I love to do, and that's something I do a lot of the times in this episode in particular. Look at those wheelbarrows. I know they're wagons or carts or whatever. I'm gonna call them wheelbarrows because I'm a filthy American. But look at that. That's a fun little innovative practice. Use doors for floors. Use, I don't friggin' know, use I don't know, imagination. Use imagination. That's always what I gotta stress. It's always so fun to see what you guys are able to come up with, like, you know, combining new pieces and whatnot. So that's something I always try and encourage you guys to do. I also want to turn those accent colors, I guess you could call them, on the faux rocks into green ones, just because I felt like it wasn't mossy enough, because this would be a relatively moist habitat. You have water kind of spraying up everywhere, and you have the otters kind of climbing over everything, so moss is probably guaranteed to grow. And yeah, I just want to make sure that we're able to account for that. What I also love about the wetlands map that we're working on, by the way, again, Estonia map from the Arctic DLC. That is what I'm using over here. It has this beautiful, beautiful palette. I can't even begin to describe it. It's like the long grass is super dark and rich, and the light grass is nice yellow and kind of dry. And I felt like that kind of perfectly encapsulated, like, Australian wetlands. There we go. There we go. Perfect use for that tree right there. Not the cypress tree, but it's the other tree that we were able to get. And what I'm also doing over here, in addition to that tree, I'm also adding some dead leaves at the bottom of this pool by using the flexi-colored flowers from the garden bed, because I really would assume that the bottom of that pool would get dirty from time to time, and I really just wanted to stress that out. So I kind of just added a few leaves to the bottom of there, and I also used that water hyacinth as well, just to make bigger leaves. Maybe like those would be ginkgo leaf size. You guys know how much Leaf loves his leaves. But essentially what we're also doing is decorating the back of that habitat. And what I also wanted to do was kind of do a little bit more decoration right there, but also do custom signage. I know, very crazy, right? I'm like 4 or 5 episodes deep right now of doing this beautiful custom signage, and it's so freaking fun. So I kind of have this over here be accented with red. I gotta change that because that's kind of the accent color that we have with our Japanese pop section. So I do want to change that out for a purple. But essentially what we have going on over here, little fun facts about Asian otters, and I also do include their scientific name. I do need to go back to the platypus habitat to add the scientific name to that little boy right there, but we'll do that eventually. It'll be pretty nice when we actually do. I also add a couple like dots and stuff, just because you would probably have something like that later down the line. And I also add some lines of text right there just to make sure it feels a lot more fulfilling when it comes to the material that you're being taught about. We're also adding a roof to this building as well. You guys know how much I love roofing. I don't. I think it's the worst thing in the world. And in fact, I wish every single day that we got the same roofing tool from The Sims 4. No, not even The Sims 4. The Sims 4 doesn't even have it. The Sims 3, it had this beautiful auto roofing tool that I wish Planet Zoo had. But I get, like, you know, different engines and whatnot, it wouldn't really work. But essentially what I'm doing over here, I'm just making all this stuff work. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do custom thatch as well. So I kind of use the, I forget what vines those are called, but they work exceptionally well for this kind of like darker thatch that you would see in these like Asian kind of builds. And it looks incredible in the end, and the light pierces through it so beautifully that it feels so realistic. I love it so much. And I think I want to go back in this building and do a little bit more detailing when I do get the chance. Maybe once I'm like head first into the entire rest of the Asia section, I can do a lot of stuff when it comes to that. So that might be pretty fun. But moving on through here, adding a little bit of a planted area right up there. I add the mulch and I do a little bit of planting up there just to make it feel a little bit more brighter. I don't even think I add plants up there yet. No, I don't even think I add plants up there, period. I gotta do that soon. But kind of moving on through here, just adding some faux rocks just to help keep this area feel a little bit more cemented and kind of have it feel like its own little trail. Because keep in mind, right next to this will be the capybara habitat, and I really want to make sure that we kind of keep that as separate as possible, because it is an entirely different section. While I do love my sight lines, you guys know that from Los Monsteros, I don't really want to combine too many sight lines in here, just as a way to keep it very much, I don't know, keep it very self-contained in these sections. Just want to try something different out this time around, and I kind of do like how well it's turning out. But I'm also decorating the rest of like the exterior of this habitat, and I'm also adding that little bit of you know, bracing to the top, making sure it feels a lot more secure. I'm also adding some you know, roofing over there, making sure that we keep that all nice and secure. Make sure it feels stable, if that makes sense. And we're also decorating the rest of the foliage as well, making sure that everything feels nice and cohesive within the greater scheme of things. That's something that I always do need to emphasize. It's not just about the habitats, guys. It's about what's around the habitats. It's like, it's the picture frame. The picture frame really does make the photo, and choosing the wrong picture frame can make your photo look like crap, but choosing the right one will make it look beautiful, and you can hang it up right there in the Louvre or something, you know, just plop that baby right in front of the Mona Lisa. I don't really care. Also, what I don't really care about, using the otter statue, the giant otter statue for Asian small-clawed otter. Everyone has done it in the past, and I am certainly not one to stop that long-lived tradition of the Planet Zoo community. So we have that going on right there, and we also add a bunch of different decorations right there. I do need to add a lot more because I feel like our Asian section will be very decorated as compared to, like, you know, our Crocoseum section. So that'll be something. And compared to our Australia section, Australia is going to be a lot more natural than anything else. But it's all going to be so fun. I can't wait for you guys to explore like the rest of the zoo. And I can't wait for it to be on the workshop because I am making good progress on it. Again, knock on wood, 2 episodes in a row. I really do hope I get to finish this kind of like I did with Sugar Pine. And maybe we could submit it to some other people, just have them showcase it. But we'll see all that relatively soon. Adding the rest of the gum trees back here to give it a nice little background. Make sure it feels like we're in the, you know, the brush of Australia and whatnot. And it looks incredible. And I also got to say our polyepsis tree, I think that's how you pronounce it, does wonders in this area as well. So we have all that jazz going on right here. And I'll tell you what, guys, just like that, oh, well, relatively soon. Trust me, guys. Also, adding a nice little pipe right there. I made that a while ago. Alright, just like that, we are finally into the B-roll. Relatively quick B-roll today. Hope you guys enjoyed this entire episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the pack for yourselves. It's a wonderful little pack, and I really do hope you guys are enjoying it. But you know what? I enjoyed you guys being here, so if you guys enjoyed being here, be sure to hit that little red button right down below the subscribe button. We are on our way to 7,000 subscribers, and I could not be more thankful. So I just wanted to stop and appreciate you guys just for a little second. You guys deserve it. You guys deserve all the seconds of appreciation. But all that being said, enjoy the rest of the B-roll, guys. I'm gonna adjourn from here. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Boggy Bottom Zoo. Have a great one, guys. See you later.